We have safely arrived for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Coons. Happy Wednesday, right smack dab in the middle of the week, but towards the end of the month, 25th day of September 2024. 61 degrees, calm this morning. Still going to be warm today, but that's not really the weather story. We've been talking about this for the last couple of days. You know it's coming. Very robust cold front is knocking on our door, and it will be here by late this morning, by late this afternoon. It's going to be downright blustery. We have a wind advisory. It begins at 2 o'clock this afternoon, goes until 11 o'clock tonight. The ridge of high pressure is already beginning to move east, and then it's going to get shoved way out of here. The one good thing about all of this is that it's very fast moving cold front. It's going to blast in here late this afternoon, but by this time tomorrow, it'll be gone. It's moving that quick, but boy, things are going to get a little cattywampus. Wind-wise, maybe thunderstorm-wise, blowing dust, it's all out there. It's all a distinct possibility. One thing we know for sure, it's going to be very windy this afternoon. Forecast details are on the way. Just if you have any unsecured objects hanging around your house, you might want to secure them because they may not be on your front porch when you get home from work. In news, we got news. Sports. So the Mariners lost, as you probably know by now. They lost to the Astros. Astros clinched the American League Western Division. The Mariners' playoff hopes aren't real good. We'll get through that entire scenario. Essentially, they got to win out and hope some other teams lose. Highlights, if you will, of the Mariner game last night. We had high school volleyball. We had the Eastmont Wildcats and the Davis Pirates from the Eastmont Gymnasium. Grant Olson with the call. Highlights of that match. Entertaining. Eastmont came out on the short end of the stick, but Davis is pretty good. All the other sports scores that you need. And speaking of sports, we're going to talk to Austin Andrade again, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. They demolished Seattle in their opening game last Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center, 7-1. Good way to start the season, but that's just one game. They still have 67 more to play. Austin Andrade will be joining me. They have 3 games in 3 days this weekend. Home Friday, on the road Saturday, back at the Town Toyota Center on Sunday. Austin will be my guest in the back half of the program. And at 2 minutes after the hour, we start our tour around the valley with our favorite cameras. And sunrise, just about 10 minutes ago, 6:52. Sunset tonight, 6:51. If you whittle it down to the second, it's like 11 hours, 58 minutes, and some odd seconds. So basically, we're now under the 12-hour mark of daylight, and it's going to stay that way all the way until March 20th, when we'll be having more daylight than darkness. That is where we are now in the calendar year. Camera number 2 is up to Lake Wenatchee, and you'll start seeing there. Look at the clouds there. They're heading our way. Now, most of the stuff is coming from the southwest, so those clouds are probably going to pass to the north of us, but there is Lake Wenatchee, going to be very windy up there as well. A lot of wind to the north of us, a lot of wind everywhere. And now, as far as sustained winds, they've kind of backed off on that a little bit, but those rogue gusts are what we're worried about. Again, those details are just right on the doorstep. Bear Mountain up to Lake Chelan we go, and see how cloudy they have. See, there's nothing up there, not even a cloud in the sky up there. The high pressure ridge is still here, it's just almost gone. Good morning to our friends up at Lake Wenatchee from Lake Chelan. Lake Wenatchee is not that big. Our friends at Lake Chelan from the Bear Mountain camera. And let's head down to the lower part of the basin to the camera just outside of Royal City. That is where the weather will be coming from. As you can see, they're starting to see the clouds thicken up a little bit as well. It's going to be windy down in that area too. That's a beautiful sunrise. Look at that salmon colored sky. That's pretty. So we mentioned it's going to be windy. I believe we have, as this rather robust cold front comes slamming into our area. The wind advisory begins at 2 o'clock this afternoon, goes until 11 o'clock tonight. These are peak wind gusts that you see there. Look at Ellensburg, 50. Wenatchee Valley, we can see the wind gusts in the 40-mile-an-hour range. You head up to the Highway 2 corridor and the I-90 corridor. Very, very windy there. The wind will start diminishing as it gets farther up towards the Canadian border. It'll start running out of steam. But while it is windy, and it won't be very long, but while it is, it's going to slam us pretty good. And that means if you're heading between Wenatchee and, say, Spokane, blowing dust. A distinct possibility. There's nothing holding the dirt, the soil to the earth this time of the year. So between 2 and 11, very poor visibility, especially basically the entire stretch of I-90 in eastern Washington. From Vantage, where it crosses the Columbia River, all the way to Spokane and into the Idaho Panhandle. Blowing dust could be a big-time problem. And if you're heading on 395 between Ritzville down to the Tri-Cities, that could be an even worse problem. So they also have, on top of everything else, a blowing dust advisory. And on top of everything else, we could even see some thunderstorms. It's kind of crazy, and we're still going to be in the 80s. From the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. Very quiet, benign morning, not a lot to talk about. And then about 11 o'clock, the system will start rolling in. By 2 or so, it'll be here. We're going to go from sunshine this morning to clouds this afternoon. Could see some rain this afternoon. It's going to be very windy. Sustained winds of about 20 miles an hour. Gusts, as you saw, pushing 40 at times, but we're still going to be warm. 81 degrees, that's the remnants of the high pressure ridge. In the early evening hours, it'll be cloudy and windy. Eventually, the cold front exits while you're sleeping, except me, I get up early. So still going to be windy tonight, quite windy at times, but as you can see, pretty chilly for the overnight low. 48 for the overnight low. Our normal overnight low is about 51 or so. And then that's it. Then we just go to a nice quiet nothing. Thursday, sunshine, 74. Partly cloudy Thursday night, 53 for the overnight low. A little bit warmer on Friday, Saturday, 74 degrees. Sunday, 75 degrees. We welcome October, the early part of next week. Monday and Tuesday, lots of sunshine, mild temperatures. But today is going to be, especially this afternoon and tonight, a little on the side. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Live channel, your local TV station.
Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
I'm Jim Heinlein, and I've been working with you all for about 20 years now. And it's safe to say I've seen most every situation as it relates to annual election period. This AP is going to be like a tsunami. It's not tall, but it's huge in effect. And when the water retreats, you're going to see the damage to those who didn't react properly. So what is a proper reaction? Well, call a local insurance professional like Springwater Insurance. We have already developed a strategy for those of you who need a change. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
We've dropped a few degrees since the top of the hour. We're at 57 now here in downtown Wenatchee. Pretty quiet right now, but as you know by now, by mid this afternoon, it's going to be very windy. You could see some thunderstorms, some blowing dust. A very fast-moving cold front will be gone by this time tomorrow, but it's going to be very blustery, especially this afternoon and tonight. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A fast-moving fire in a parked motorhome on Tuesday afternoon spread to other vehicles. This was on a lot on South Wenatchee Avenue. Look at that dramatic PTZ footage. The fire happened at about 12:30 yesterday afternoon in the 1400 block of South Wenatchee Avenue. No one was injured. The cause of the blaze is not known. That column of black smoke that you see there was visible all over the Wenatchee Valley, but firefighters were able to quickly control it once they got there. The incident took place just north of the Wenatchee Safe Park. That's set aside, of course, for people experiencing homelessness who live in their vehicles. However, the fire scene was not within the safe park or on property used for the city-approved shelter program. A former physician's assistant who practiced medicine in Waterville for nearly 2 decades pled guilty on Monday to drug offenses, as well as sexually abusing 2 female clients. 73-year-old Eldon Lineweber could face a year in jail after pleading in Douglas County Court to conspiracy to possess controlled substances with intent to distribute, plus 2 counts of misdemeanor assault with sexual motivation. Lineweber was initially charged with multiple felony rape counts for allegedly sexually assaulting female patients in his care between 2012 and 2019 and offering narcotics in exchange for their compliance. The Office of the Washington Attorney General, Bob Ferguson, led the prosecution. The allegations arose from a Medicare fraud investigation that cost Lineweber his medical license in 2019. He's due to be sentenced in November, when the state will ask for a year in custody. Lineweber's defense attorney will ask for 4 months in jail. An amendment approved by the Eastmont School Board that proposes a 3rd open division for student athletes who are transgender or non-binary, starting to gain a little support. The Colville, Linden, and Moses Lake school districts have agreed to sign on to the amendment that would be sent to the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association for review. On August 19th, the board also passed a resolution that says current WIAA regulations and state and federal laws around transgender inclusion are, quote, not working, end quote. Superintendent Becky Berg told the board on Monday that 5 other districts have made inquiries about the amendment. Eastmont needs 1 more school district to sign on to the amendment by October 11th for the WIAA to consider the proposal, and Berg said she thinks the proposal will be able to get that 4th signature. A 3-year-old fentanyl-detecting German Shepherd is the newest addition to the East Wenatchee Police Department. Canine Maverick is the department's first canine since 2011 and one of the first 3 patrol assigned dogs in the state to be able to alert the presence of fentanyl. Previously, canines assigned to jail settings were the ones that could be trained to alert for fentanyl. Maverick, who graduated on September 19th from the Narcotic Detective Training School, was also trained to be on alert for methamphetamine, cocaine, and heroin. Maverick is assigned to work with Officer Jordan Connolly, and the department said it anticipates that the pair will be utilized throughout North Central Washington. The State Department of Fish and Wildlife has closed off a popular area for target shooting after dangerous instances of bullets going astray. Bullets will fly until they hit something. Sand Dune Road within the Columbia Basin Wildlife Area was already closed for shooting because of wildfire restrictions. That was back in July. But now the agency says they're going to keep it closed even after the fire restrictions are lifted. Area Manager Chad Edison said there have been multiple incidences of gunfire that could have injured bystanders. The target shooting shutdown around the dunes is in effect until the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife says it's okay again. And of course, road work this time of the year is a sign that winter is coming. And today, the State Department of Transportation will close Highway 2 west of Leavenworth from Tumwater Canyon all the way to Coles Corner. It's a 1-day closure. It'll allow for pre-winter maintenance on the route. That includes hazardous tree removal, cleaning of ditches and shoulders, repairing the guardrails, making sure the pavement's good to go. So if you're heading that way, you ain't. At least between 8 a.m. and 3 o'clock this afternoon, you can take the Chumpstick Highway. But of course, if you have a big rig, you can't take the Chumpstick Highway. You got to take Blewett or Snoqualmie to get over to the west side. Again, the closure begins at 8 o'clock this morning, is expected to last until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And that is the news. At 14 minutes after the hour, another newscast comes your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on the NCW Life channel. That's the television time, the air time, 5, 6, and 10 on linear TV, as we say. But if you consume your television on your smart TV, my TV's too smart for me, quite frankly, we'll have it up and running right around 5 o'clock. So you can watch the news on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We have an app, we have an X, we have an Instagram account. I don't know what we got. I try to stay out of that stuff. And if something out there warrants our attention, get a hold of us. Send us a news tip if you think it is. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners playoff hopes. Yeah. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Campfire North Central Washington, serving youth ages 3 to 18. Register today in one of Campfire's programs. Club members meet regularly with volunteer leaders to learn responsibility, sharing, cooperation, and citizenship. When a child is involved in Campfire, they will be actively learning and engaged in activities, encouraged to learn new skills, feel a part of the group, learn to work in a team setting, participate in planning, goal setting, and making lasting memories.
Sports at 17 minutes after the hour. Jason Hayward hit the go-ahead 2-run home run. Unfortunately, he plays for the Astros. Houston beats the Mariners 4-3 last night to clinch their 4th consecutive AL West championship. Alex Bregman and Kyle Tucker each added a solo home run for the Astros. Astros are headed to the postseason for the 8th year in a row. The Mariners' playoff chances are pretty much on life support.
Goes after the first pitch, sends it to center field. Pretty well struck. Back goes Rodriguez. That ball's gone! Alex Bregman to straightaway center field. Astros on the board, 1-0.
Can't play deep enough against Brady, setting things off. We told you he was good against Logan, and he took 98 and hit it 424 feet to center field to get the Astros on the board. That's a Brady bomb.
Oh, this is really belted back. Way back by the Crawford boxes, and this game is tied. Jorge Polanco takes his turn in the second, even at 1.
Jorge Polanco is another one that is spending a whole lot of time with Edgar Martinez. And you see how free and easy his swing is. Leads with the hands, leads with the knob of the bat, and then that barrel comes whipping through. Absolutely crushed.
This is the opposite way. Touches down for a base hit. Here comes Julio around to score. This finds the gap and sends Arozarena hustling into second base. He stands up with a go-ahead RBI double in the 3rd inning. 3 straight hits for the Mariners.
Randy Arozarena tracks this perfectly. That curveball starts at the top of the zone and then just drops into it. He stays inside the ball and drives it the other way.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, and it splits to the left side. Cal Raleigh scores. Arozarena into 3rd. Jorge Polanco drives in his 2nd run. And the Mariners now lead it 3-1 in the 3rd inning. Tucker golfs one high and deep to right field. In the corner, giving it a look. Robles. It's gone! A towering home run off the bat of Kyle Tucker that landed just beyond the right field wall. And the Astros within 1. It's 3-2.
The King with a majestic blast over the castle walls in right field. A couple of solo bombs against Logan Gilbert, making this score 3-2.
Hayward drives one high and deep to right field, all the way back. It's gone! Jay Hay, what do you say? 4-3 Astros.
Woo! That was a bomb. Jay Hay got that 99, and he spun it around in a hurry. Made a great play defensively that last half inning, steps to the plate, and gives the Astros a lead with a 2-run blast.
Tying runners aboard here in the 6th. Polanco a bunt. Valdez charges to first and in time. I'll take a look at this. That was close. They want a challenge. I would say he is clearly safe.
Yeah, and even though Caratini originally was a corner infielder, you know, he's still sort of getting up to speed still over there at first base.
The runner is safe. Seattle will retain their challenge.
Now sets up inside. And it's line on. Nifty catch there by Turner. Picks it right off the dirt. And there is out number 2.
Hayward is so strong. This gets on Justin Turner so quickly. He's able to pick it up off the dirt. And shows the first base umpire. I got it.
He's 1 strike away.
Not really messing around in this inning.
Got him! For the 4th year in a row. And the 7th consecutive full season, the Astros are the AL West champions.
And they clinch it against the team they had to chase down early in the season. 10 games back to win their 4th straight division title.
So the Mariners are now 2.5 games back of the Royals for the final wild card slot with 4 games remaining, including this morning's tilt. Yeah, they get going at 11:10 this morning on Root Sports. The American League West scoreboard, there's the Astros knocking off the Mariners and clinching the division. Athletics begin their final series in Oakland by beating the Rangers 5-4, and the White Sox won a game. They beat the Angels 3-2. So here's your playoff picture as it stands this morning. The Brewers, the Guardians, the Phillies, and the Astros have all clinched their individual divisions. The Yankees, the Dodgers, the Orioles, and the Padres are all going to the postseason. They know that. In the best playoff positions right now for the wild card in the American League, it's the Royals and the Tigers. The National League, it's the Mets and the Diamondbacks. Now, here's the problem. The Mariners do not have the tiebreaker against the 3 teams that they're chasing, the Twins, the Tigers, and the Royals. If they all 4 end up tied with the same record, the Mariners are out. So basically, the Mariners have to win out, and they have to hope the Royals, the Tigers, and the Twins start losing some games. It doesn't look good right now. All right, local sports. The young Davis Pirates met the even younger Eastmont Wildcats in girls volleyball last night, and led by Kaylee Wilsey's 12 kills, Davis swept the Wildcats in 3 sets. Grant Olson had the call right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Johnson over the net. Nice serve again. And boy, Ellie Gale's having trouble with these serves from Johnson. Her 2nd consecutive. Saved by Eastmont. Now it's the Wildcats' turn. That was Noelle Hill. Back to Garcia and Wilsey. No, this time it was Cheyenne Hull, the sophomore. Eddie Duncan, the sophomore, will serve now for Eastmont. Saved by Hull. The set and the kill. And that will be a Davis point lead for Davis. 21-11 here in the 2nd set. Davis with a 1-set lead already. Grafias right in the middle of the court where nobody was, and a ace for Brisa Garfias, the sophomore. Duncan short on that one, and that will do it for set number 2. Johnson with the serve, smile on her face to Gale. Here's the set, the kill, and it's into the net by Brielle Precht. With it, Gale wants the spike. Wilsey saves it, the set, and the spike, and that looked like it was in, and it was, and that will do it.
Also last night, the Wenatchee Panthers remain undefeated in Big 9 play. They swept Moses Lake in Moses Lake, and West Valley swept Eisenhower. Prep volleyball in the CWAC. Manson, in a non-leaguer, has no problems with the Tigers of Ephrata. The final there was 3-0. Othello sweeps Quincy 3-0. Ellensburg sweeping as well. Grandview was able to pull out 1 set, but they lost to East Valley in CWAC girls volleyball 3-1. In other prep volleyball, Chelan remains undefeated. They dispatched Cascade in 3 straight. 3-0. Omak swept Bridgeport. Cashmere improves to 6-0 on the year. They got by Natchez Valley 3-0. Liberty Bell got by Brewster 3-1. Wilbur Creston Keller over Lake Roosevelt. Antioch swept Pateros. Waterville Mansfield swept Warville. And a tight one between Soap Lake and Moses Lake Christian Covenant, but Soap Lake pulls out the victory. Prep soccer scoreboard. To the pitch we go. Wenatchee remains undefeated in league play. They took care of Moses Lake at home yesterday. The final was 2-0. Eastmont snuck by Davis in Yakima 2-1, and West Valley over Ike in Big 9 girls soccer 3-2. To the CWAC we go. Shutouts all over the place. Grandview shutout Quincy 2-0. Same score between Prosser and Toppenish. Ellensburg got by Ephrata with no problems, and East Valley over Othello in CWAC Prep Soccer. And to other scores, Cashmere improves to 6-1 on the year in girls soccer. They're good. They beat Natchez Valley 6-1, Pateros over Chelan 2-1, Okanagan all over Oroville 8-0 in girls soccer. Tonasket got by Bridgeport, Liberty Bell by a sole goal over Brewster, Colville doubled up Lake Roosevelt, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this 25th day of September, there are 11 obscure holidays. Some of them maybe you should celebrate. Today is National One-Hit Wonder Day. It's National Comic Book Day. It's National Tune-Up Day. It's National Better Breakfast Day. I could probably do that. National Daughter Day. National Cooking Day. National Quesadilla Day. World Pharmacists Day. It's National Psychotherapy Day. It's a World Dream Day. I had some wild dreams last night, but we're not doing any of those things. No, we're going to break out some butter and gobble down some lobsters. It's National Lobster Day. Never name your lobster, by the way, because you're eventually going to eat it. Lobsters grow their entire lives. They never stop growing. And because lobster traps aren't designed to catch big lobsters, nobody knows exactly how big lobsters can get. The largest actual caught lobster was in Nova Scotia, and it weighed over 44 pounds. Most experts agree that if a lobster gets to a certain point where other people or other things in the sea won't eat it and it won't get caught, lobsters can live up to 100 years. But nobody really knows for sure. Lobsters taste with their legs. I think that's interesting. And golf balls were once made from lobster shells because they're biodegradable, so they would use them on cruise ships or on golf courses with lots of water, but golf balls with a lobster shell on them only travel about 70% of the distance of an ordinary golf ball. So grab your lobster thermidor for dinner tonight and enjoy. It's National Lobster Day today, and now I am hungry. 28 minutes after the hour, today in history, happy birthday to the Bill of Rights. 235 years ago, the United States Congress passes 12 amendments to the United States Constitution and sends them to the states for ratification. 10 of the 12, of course, are known as the Bill of Rights. Then there was the Compensation Amendment, which was finally ratified in 1992. It was a college student who said there's no sunset clause, and they finally got this amendment passed and ratified in 1992. The Compensation Amendment means that Congress can give themselves a pay raise, but it doesn't go into effect until the next session of Congress. And then there's the one that still does not have a sunset clause that can still be passed and sent to the states. It was the Congressional Apportionment Amendment. That has not been ratified, but it doesn't have a sunset clause. What does that mean? Well, there are 435 voting members of the House of Representatives. That's the way it is. But if the Congressional Apportionment Amendment, if it's ratified, it would provide for one representative for every 50,000 people. And there's no time limit, so it can actually still pass. There's no sunset clause. If this does pass, by the way, the House of Representatives would go from 435 members to 6,563 members. Maybe we shouldn't pass that one. Now that would be gridlock. Happy birthday to the Bill of Rights. 235 years old today. Well, off to the states anyway. It would take a while to get ratified. When you look at this photo, you're going to go, wow, that's not supposed to happen. Ouch. September 25th, 1978, 46 years ago today. It was a two-seat, single-engine Cessna, a 172, on the same flight path as a Boeing 727. The Cessna was below and in front of the big jet. The pilots in the big jet could not see the Cessna because it was both below it and in front of it in their blind spot. Obviously, the Boeing as it was getting ready to land in San Diego was going much faster than the Cessna, and it continued to descend, and they didn't see it, and the bottom of the Boeing 727 struck the top of the Cessna 172. Both planes crash in a neighborhood in San Diego. All 135 people on board the aircraft of the Boeing died. 7 people on the ground died, and the 2 people on board the Cessna died as well. On this date, 46 years ago today, Whoopi Goldberg was living in San Diego. She was a witness, and that made her scared of flying. And the remarkable feat that cost John Bonham his life. September 25th, 1980, John Bonham at Jimmy Page's house, the legendary drummer of Led Zeppelin, dies of asphyxiation. He inhaled his own vomit after drinking, are you ready for this, 40 shots of vodka in 4 hours. 40 shots of vodka in 4 hours. He passed out. His stomach tried to reject the contents, but his esophagus was so dead from alcohol he couldn't get rid of it. And we lost John Bonham. 40 shots of vodka in 4 hours. Good God. Whew. Let's do birthdays. Michael Douglas is 80 years old today. Of course, The China Syndrome, Romancing the Stone. I love that movie. Fatal Attraction. He won an Oscar for Wall Street back in the late 1980s, but his first Oscar was for producing the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. His dad, Kirk Douglas, bought the film rights to the book in 1962, and then Kirk Douglas could not get the film made. He tried to get financing, he couldn't do it. And in 1974, he sold the rights to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to his son, Michael Douglas, who put up his own money and got some financing and got the film made. And of course, it won the Oscar for Best Picture, and Michael Douglas won his first Oscar, not as an actor, but as a producer. He is 80 years old today. And guess what? His wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones, is 55. How do you celebrate a birthday when your husband and your wife celebrate the same? How does that, I don't know. That's pretty rare anyway. Catherine Zeta-Jones is 55 years old. The very first supermodel in this country. Supermodels, of course, are everywhere now. Somebody has to be first, and the very first supermodel, Cheryl Tiegs. All the rage in the 1970s. Speaking of the 70s, she's 77 years old today. The very first of many supermodels that this country produced. And the incredibly talented Donald Glover is 41. I love Atlanta. Donald Glover, 41 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. We're going to transition from the air conditioning to the heating, and it's going to come quick, because it always does in this area. Make sure your HVAC system is prepared for the upcoming cold weather by having Alpine Air give it a little look-see. That's what they do, and they do it well. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike Mignotti loves old jokes because Mike Mignotti's an old guy. And still to come, Austin Drade as well as we talk Wenatchee Wild hockey. Big weekend, 3 games in 3 days. Austin's coming up too. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hello, 3 tickets, please?
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
Flessenow is a small village in Germany, the heritage home to the Bruders family. Today, the Bruders family call Leavenworth home and make award-winning wines that celebrate the American dream. New Flessenow Cellars has spectacular views anywhere around the property, so bring your friends to taste award-winning handcrafted wines and seasonal specialties. New Flessenow is perfect for any celebration. From their family to yours, stop by this weekend and experience the charm for yourself.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Localtel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, this friend of mine wants to develop a new comedy routine, and he says he doesn't have to prepare any new material. He said all he has to do is glean jokes from old comedians like, Bob Hope, Richard Pryor, Woody Allen. He figures that old people like us have memory loss, and they won't remember these guys. And the younger generations, they've never heard these jokes. It might work. Like my favorite comedian, Rodney Dangerfield. He said, my wife made me join a bridge club. I jump next Tuesday. Okay, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I'd like to introduce you to Galileo. Galileo is our, we think, 5-year-old husky mix, and we're not sure what he's mixed with, but it's something that gives him a big head, which is really cute. and a calmer demeanor than most Huskies. He's not super jumpy or escapey like a lot of Huskies tend to be. And he's really quiet too. So you are a very nice mix of dog. He also has these beautiful, unique blue eyes. They're so blue, they're like white, and it's just so cool. Galileo came to us as a stray about 3 weeks ago, and yeah, and we've loved having you. You're so easy. I love you, but he needs a home. And so, yeah, that's why he's our pet of the week. Because he came to us as a stray, we don't know how he is with cats or dogs, but he does seem to get along well with our dogs here. He's a really polite boy. Polite and easy and snuggly. His favorite thing is just to be with people. He loves his walks. He loves cuddling. He loves getting nose boops. He's a sweetheart, just a sweetheart. He's also really good at sit. He knows that one. And he loves cheese, which makes him sit even faster. That's your favorite snack, huh? Yeah. He's just a really good boy, so we really wanted to highlight him this week. So if you would like to come and meet our sweet big boy, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 12:30 to 6, or you can even make an appointment on Wednesday to come see him.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $1,800.
Thank you for trusting Appy's legendary pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Appy's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep, everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Welcome back to the program. It's time for our every once in a while, sometimes weekly, sometimes bi-weekly conversation with Austin Drawday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Their season is underway. 1 down, 67 games to go. And Austin, Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center, you couldn't have asked for a better start to the season. 7-1. It wasn't even that close as we roll footage, highlights of Saturday night's demolishing of the Thunderbirds from Seattle. Talk about your observations and what you saw and what you liked, which is pretty much everything from Saturday night.
Certainly like the 7-1 final score as we do roll the highlights, and starting off with Maddox McHaggerty's goal just 3 minutes into the contest. Great catch and release from the middle of the ice, and he puts the Wild up 1-0. Then you head into the latter part of the period. Wild get a chance on the power play, and a great redirect from Maddox McHaggerty. Reed Andreessen throwing the puck on from the left point, and Maddox just a little tip and a tally in front of the net. I think we're going to see a lot of those this season from the power play. Maddox made it 2-0. More on him in a moment, but Wild came out a little bit flat. Start second period, and Caleb Hartman took advantage with a transition chance down the left wing. Went low along the ice, backside, made it 2-1, but Wenatchee got one back pretty quick. Kalen Jodry going in left half, throws one on, got a great outlet pass up the left wing wall, and throws that one in the back of the net to make it 3-1. Never really looked back after that. Back-to-back goals from Maddox McHaggerty. He'll be the first man in the record books this year with a hat trick, starting with a goal later on in the second period. Catching on the rebound with Ty Frazier's initial shot. Didn't really get the rebound quite as cleanly as I think he was hoping to, but had plenty of time, plenty of space, and made it 4-1. And then you talk about another great catch and release from that strong side. Made it 5-1. Got a few hats on the ice there before the end of the second period. Things never really slowed down in the third, though. Miles Cooper got in front, cleaned up the rebound to make it 6-1. And then Kenta Isogai, right off the start of the power play. The Wild scored twice on the power play on Saturday night. And Kenta starts it off, catches a pass from below the goal line, walks it to the bottom of the left wing faceoff circle, and zips it home. And that pretty much zips up the scoring for the night. 7-1 win for the Wild. Great start to the season. Left a pretty good first impression on the fans.
Yeah, I should say so.
Pretty good taste in everyone's mouth to start off the year.
Kenta Isogai is a known entity. He's one of the fan favorites from last year. But who the hell is this Maddox guy? You never mentioned him in our conversations before.
He's kind of flown under the radar.
You think?
Last year, he came in on the trade from Swift Current along with Sam Ward and Josh Fluker, and I think he might have been the steal of that trade. We knew he was going to be pretty good on the offensive end. We saw him when he was playing for Merritt. He helped get them through a kind of a tough BCHL season our last year in the league. But no, we knew what we were getting when we got him last year, and I think we're going to see a lot of him this year.
Well, scoring a hat trick in his debut, not his debut, but the first game of the year, pretty damn good. We'll take that. 14 different Wild players scored points, either goals or assists. Is that close to a record?
Oh, probably it's got to be close to a record because there's not much higher you can higher you can go. Even a game where you have 12 or 13 goals in a game, you're usually going to end up with one or two guys that are on the ice for some of them, but couldn't end up in any of the scoring plays. So I think 14 is a pretty solid night all told. It's going to be one of the higher ones, regardless of how the year turns out. It's going to be one of the higher totals.
So 7-1, just demolishing a huge crowd too. Big crowd, over 3,000 there.
3,550 was the final tally. We've had 16 season openers in Wenatchee so far since 2008. That one ranks number 5 all times, and biggest one since 2015, coming off the move to the British Columbia Hockey League. So it was a memorable night all the way around, and I think the guys really fed off that too. A lot of energy going into the game. The guys had a long preseason, had a lot thrown at them, and I think they were ready to play a game for real.
Well, they did. Is this maybe a bit of a Pandora's box? Like, okay, we crushed the Thunderbirds 7-1, but that might be more of an anomaly than what this team is. I mean, you're not going to win every game 7-1.
Certainly, you don't want to make too many judgments off the first game of the season. You have to remember too, Seattle is missing 4 guys right now to NHL preseason camps, and probably 1 or 2 guys that have a real good shot at making the team in the end. So it wasn't the Seattle team necessarily that we'll see in November or January, or we'll see them back-to-back home games in February. I think that team's going to look a little different than the team we saw on Saturday night, or even maybe the team we'll see when we go on the road this Saturday. But you take the hand you're given, and you play the team that comes out against you. And the team that came out against these guys, they took care of business on Saturday night, and we're pretty happy with that.
Now we got 3 games in 3 days. We got Spokane in town Friday night. Then we're on the road, as he mentioned already. We're taking on at Seattle, which is actually, they play in Kent. Don't go there. That's Saturday night. And then Sunday afternoon, a matinee against Prince George.
Yeah, so 3 games this weekend. It'll be a very busy weekend for the guys. But I know they were back at it again nice and strong on Monday for practice, and they'll have a full week going into the game on Friday night. But it's more cowbell night on Friday night, so annually it seems our second game of the season Ag Supply supplies us with 1,000 cowbells to hand out to the Wild fans, and we'll do that again against Spokane on Friday night, and Sunday's Faith and Community Night, so we'll get some of the community organizations, some of the churches and faith groups out for the game on Sunday, and hopefully put on a good show for them, get them home early in time to get a good night of sleep, get back to work on Monday.
You mentioned Seattle was shorthanded. Where are we roster-wise? We're not there yet either, are we?
We're right about where we will be. We still have some injuries picked up over the course of the preseason. Just some guys nicked up that will be coming back hopefully early on in the season. Landon Young was out for that first game. Sam Ward had that knee-on-knee collision in Tri-City a couple of weeks ago at their showcase, so he's not quite back from that. And Brendan G is still coming back from an injury from the beginning of training camp as well. So we've got a little bit of filling in to do. But as far as guys coming back from NHL rookie camps and preseason camps, that part's taken care of. All those guys are back. 3 games in 3 days. What does that do to the practice schedule this week? Because obviously, you know, there's going to be a lighter schedule when you're playing 3 games in 3 days. It'll compress it a little bit. I know the guys will have their normal practice today, as we're airing this on Wednesday, and then tomorrow when the guys get out there, they'll have their usual practice. Maybe lighten it up a little bit with a game going on Friday, but for the most part, it'll be a normal schedule, if not a little bit condensed. And Saturday is over and back. They're going over. They play in Kent and then come right back again. Yeah, it's a 3-hour trip. Don't even have to worry about the rush hour traffic getting there on Saturday. So it'll be a fairly simple over and back for that trip. Again, you can listen to Austin call all the action on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network, which here in town is 560 KPQ. You can also watch it on a subscription for a small amount. You can actually watch him get Austin's feed and still watch the game on your computer, right? Yep. You can get the feed for either team. You can watch it. I go back and watch some of the games on my Roku, and that works really nicely. But yeah, hook your computer up. It works with Amazon or anything else, so you can watch the games at home, and just like watching the game on watching the game on TV. There you go. Again, Spokane Chiefs Friday night. They're at Seattle on Saturday. Back here against Prince George Sunday afternoon. 4 o'clock is when they drop the puck. Austin Drawday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Give it up, everybody. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
It might be sunny now, but fall is in the air, and we've got you covered here on the NCW Life Channel. If it's Wenatchee Panther football, volleyball, or girls soccer, we've got you covered. So tune in to your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel, for Wenatchee Panther sports. Coverage is presented by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carey here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life Channel.
All right, we got a little time on what is a very pleasant Wednesday morning. That is going to change, as you know by now. I'll give you the timeline when we come back and do the weather forecast, but we have a couple of quick seconds, so we thought we'd do our tour around the north central Washington area and the Wenatchee Valley again with our Sky 5 PTZ cameras. So what's up for grabs? Let's find out together. There is the Wenatchee Valley again. It's very quiet, very benign. It's 60 degrees outside. It doesn't look like anything is heading our way, but something is definitely heading our way. Camera number 2 as we cruise around. I love these cameras, obviously Lake Wenatchee. You see a few clouds up there. The system is coming in from the southwest, so those clouds that you see there at the top end of Lake Wenatchee are kind of floating just past the Wenatchee Valley. They're going to have wind up there too, pretty choppy waters. Lake Chelan will see some choppy waters today as well when the wind picks up. See, that's a perfect, it's not that far as the crow flies, it's not that far between Lake Wenatchee and Lake Chelan, but look at the difference in the sky cover. I mean, there's hardly a cloud to be seen up at the Lake Chelan area, but the clouds are starting to thick up down south as we go just outside of Royal City. As you can see, the clouds, the high cumuli are hanging around there, and they're going to have some wind there, blowing dust down in the Royal City area. So your complete weather forecast and the timeline of when the wind is coming is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the speedboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
All right, that big ridge of high pressures are giving us all that sunny and mild weather is already beginning to head on over. It's going to see our friends in Montana as the cold front comes knocking on our door. So here are your peak wind gusts today. And I just brought up the hourly forecast for the National Weather Service. The wind will start picking up pretty good right around, say, 11 o'clock this morning. It'll be downright windy by noon. The peak wind gusts, well, they tell us, will be between about 3 to about sunset. So 3 to about 7 will be the strongest, both sustained winds and wind gusts. And of course, it's going to be windy tonight. It will die down by sunrise tomorrow. And if you're traveling in eastern Washington, especially on I-90, the entire stretch of I-90 in eastern Washington from Vantage all the way to Spokane, and on 395 from Mittsville to the Tri-Cities, blowing dust could be a distinct possibility because it is going to be windy. In detail from the National Weather Service, on top of all the wind, we could even see some rain too as the system comes in. This is a very robust cold front passage that's blowing through, so we're still going to be fairly mild But we're going to start cooling down when this system starts coming through. Very windy this afternoon. Eventually, the wind will die down. By sunrise tomorrow, the wind will be all but gone, and then we're in a nice stretch of weather. 74, 75, 74, 75, 76. Of course, October comes come Monday, and it's going to be very nice weather, but windy today. Have a good and safe Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.